Xiao Yan finally met his father-in-law, who made only one request: to ensure that Xun'er remains a virgin until she reaches the rank of Dou Sheng. Continuing from the previous chapter, after the battle between Xiao Yan and the ancient demon concluded, the awakening test of Xun'er's Dou Emperor bloodline began. Upon hearing this, the elders were taken aback, but then seemed to understand something. After the elders left the field, Elder Tongxian looked at the graceful figure in the special area with a smile and said softly, "Xun'er, it's your turn." Xun'er stepped forward and gently touched the star disk, which immediately began to emit a soft glow. 1, 2, 5, 8. The increasing number of stars on the disk made the breathing on the square heavy. Under the gaze of many, not long after the 8th star appeared, a strong light gathered again, and then another star slowly formed, a 9th-grade bloodline. When the 9 dazzling stars appeared on the star disk, all the people of the Gu clan, even the strong like Gu Shan and Gu Qin, couldn't help but grip the armrests tightly, with their eyes flickering with excitement. It is indeed a 9th-grade bloodline. Xun'er's blood power is indeed very powerful. But it seems that it's not over yet. If it were just a 9th grade, those old guys wouldn't have all gathered here. Just as the crowd's voice had not yet fallen, the light radiated by the 9th star on the star disk became more and more dazzling. It's the peak of the 9th grade. Elder Tongxian stared at the dazzling star without blinking, and even his calm mood was hard to resist the violent beating at the moment. Xun'er's jade hand suddenly trembled, and her jade arm became almost transparent in an instant, with the blood flowing rapidly in the blood vessels. The golden light spots rushed to the hand that touched the star disk with the blood. With the intensification of the golden light spots, Xun'er's whole arm was like a golden cast. When the light reached its peak, the star disk suddenly vibrated violently, and a crack quietly appeared and spread rapidly. This blood power is too terrifying, even the star disk can't bear it. This scene not only shocked the ordinary people of the Gu clan, but also surprised the elders. Relying on the power of the blood to break the star disk is something they have never heard of. As the crack spread, a faint golden light appeared. With the appearance of a golden fluorescent light, the surrounding sound suddenly fell silent, and even the hidden breath hovering in the sky also quietly stopped. A slightly dim golden star is completely revealed. When the 10th golden star appeared, the star disk exploded, and a golden light column shot from Xun'er's hand to the sky, emitting a strong pressure. Under this pressure, most of the people present were shocked to find that the Dou Qi in their bodies had stopped flowing, and even the deep soul was filled with a kind of awe. This is a kind of awe from the lower to the upper, the 10-star divine bloodline. Everyone looked at the golden light column that rushed to the sky in shock, and many people of the Gu clan couldn't bear this pressure, and their faces were full of fanaticism. It's really a great little girl, a divine bloodline. The Gu clan is really blessed. At this time, Meng Tianqi also couldn't help sighing, and his voice was full of envy that couldn't be concealed. He knew the importance of the divine bloodline to an ancient race. After the golden light column pierced the sky and slowly dissipated, it turned into a golden light and quietly returned to Xun'er's body. She gradually opened her beautiful eyes, and she was not surprised by the silence around her, but just quietly looked at the fanatical Elder Tongxian in front of her. It's really a divine bloodline, Elder Tongxian repeated excitedly, and finally calmed down in front of Xun'er and smiled at her. He respectfully reached out his hands, and then gently grasped them in the void, and immediately a dragon pin with a colorful luster appeared in his hand. All the faces of the Gu clan people showed a trace of reverence. Elder Tongxian respectfully held the legendary 7-colored Heavenly Emperor pin, this treasure that the Gu clan had not used for thousands of years, and now it was finally going to be sealed. He looked at Xun'er, and the latter nodded slightly, then closed her eyes slightly. At this moment, Elder Tongshuan's expression also became solemn, and the breath in his body surged out like a tide, and he held the Heavenly Emperor pin tightly. With the movement of the pin tip, the colorful clan marks also appeared on Xun'er's forehead one stroke at a time. Under the gaze of countless people in the audience, the process of drawing the clan marks lasted for nearly 10 minutes. When the last stroke was settled, Even a strong man like Elder Tongxian couldn't help but sweat on his forehead. Hearing the voice next to him, Xun'er slowly opened her eyes, and the moment her eyes were completely open, the colorful clan marks on her forehead suddenly burst into dazzling light. Under that dazzling, colorful light, there were many powerful people of the Gu clan who knelt down to Xun'er in the field one after another, their faces full of fanaticism. As the colorful light gradually converged on Xun'er's forehead, Xiao Yan got up from his seat and said, "Let's go. There's nothing to see in the next ceremony." Then he said goodbye to Meng Tianqi with a fist, then turned his head and smiled at Xun'er in the field, and then quickly left with Xiao Yan and others along the original road. The setting sun slanted down, and the tightly closed bamboo door was gently pushed open. Xiao Yan asked, "How is it?" Xiao Yan smiled back. "It shouldn't be so tired. But now the gap between levels is becoming more and more difficult to cross." Xiao Yan nodded with a smile. "This is natural. If you are at the same level as the ancient demon, I'm afraid he will have no power to fight back." Hearing this, Xiao Yan was not sure, and then turned his head and asked, "Where is Xun'er?" "She went to the Gu clan. I heard her say that the heavenly tomb will open in 2 days." Xiao Yan said softly. Hearing this word, Xiao Yan's heart couldn't help but tighten. His trip to the ancient world was partly to visit the tomb left by his ancestor Xiao Xian, and he learned from Hua Xian that the tomb was located in the heavenly tomb. This also means that if he wants to enter Xiao Xian's tomb, he must first enter the heavenly tomb. Thinking of this, Xiao Yan's eyebrows couldn't help but wrinkle. At the wide conference table of the ancient clan hall, the next thing we need to discuss is what to do after the heavenly tomb is opened. Everyone knows that there are a total of 16 places to enter the heavenly tomb, with 2 places for each of the 8 ancient clans, but the Ling clan did not send anyone this time, leaving 2 vacancies. According to the rules, we can occupy these 2. So we have 4 places, Elder Tongxian said calmly, glancing at everyone. But our ancient clan plans to send 6 people into the heavenly tomb this time, which means we are still 2 places short, an elder added. Gu Qian and several elders looked at each other, and then proposed, "Isn't the place of the Xiao clan always used by our ancient clan? It's just right to add it." But the Xiao clan has Xiao Yan this time. "If we do this again, it may not be appropriate," an elder said hesitantly. The Xiao clan has declined, and in fact, it is no longer one of the ancient races. Excluding them is also no problem. "I think Xiao Yan will understand," said the white-haired elder Gu Shan lightly. The tightly closed door was suddenly shaken open by a loud noise, and the guard at the door was about to scold, but suddenly knelt down in the light of the colorful light. Since the Xiao clan left the Central Plains, the ancient clan has always occupied their places. Now that the Xiao clan finally has someone here, you are unwilling to return even one place, which is a bit too much. When the colorful light shrouded the hall, many elders' faces changed slightly, and their bodies trembled unconsciously. This blood pressure, if they were not strong enough, might have knelt down like the guards. Xun'er first put away the clan marks. Elder Tongxian sighed helplessly, looked at the people like the ancient mountain elders who were not very good-looking and said. Upon hearing this, the colorful luster on Xun'er's eyebrows gradually weakened, and then she walked to the side of the conference table. She knew that these people would never easily agree to Xiao Yan. Elder Gushan said, "Xun'er, you are a person of our ancient clan, and you should think more for the ancient clan. Although I belong to the ancient clan, some things should not be too excessive. About the places, the ancient clan has taken a lot of advantage, and now the Xiao clan finally has someone coming. Not only do you not return the place, but you also want to completely exclude people. Anyone with a little conscience will not do so," Xun'er said directly to the ancient mountain. "Okay, don't argue," Elder Tongxian frowned slightly, and finally said, "It is indeed a bit too much to exclude Xiao Yan. This time the places of the heavenly tomb include him. The heavenly tomb will open in 2 days. Xun'er, you also let Xiao Yan get ready." "Okay, I'm sorry for the trouble of the elders." Xun'er nodded slightly, bowed respectfully to the elders in the seat, and then turned around and left the hall in the awe of the surrounding guards. On the lush green peak, Xiao Yan walked slowly, and the burning decision in his body operated automatically, absorbing the pure energy of heaven and earth around to nourish every corner of his body. Just as he was immersed in this state, his steps suddenly stopped, and he looked at the end of the mountain road ahead with a heavy gaze, where a figure stood with his hands behind his back. Xiao Yan was surprised in his eyes. In his perception, there was no breath on that person at all, as if he did not exist in this space. Xiao Yan said, "The younger generation, Xiao Yan, has come to this place. If there is any disturbance, please forgive the elders. There is no need for that. I am waiting for you here." Xiao Yan was about to step back, and a faint smile rang in his ear, and in an instant, he found himself standing on the mountain top. What kind of means is this? Over the years, he has met countless strong people, but no one has been able to move his body without his knowledge. Swallowing a mouthful of saliva, Xiao Yan looked at the figure not far in front of him. The man did not exude a strong aura, but Xiao Yan did not dare to underestimate him. Since birth, the person in front of him is undoubtedly the most terrifying person he has ever met. Although the situation happened suddenly, Xiao Yan did not let the panic occupy himself and quickly calmed down. The mysterious man said, "Hee, I didn't expect that after the bloodline of the Xiao clan declined, such an outstanding young man could be born, which makes me believe that what Xiao Xin did at that time seems to have its reason." Xiao Yan felt a chill in his heart. From the short words, he realized that the mysterious person in front of him seemed to have had a connection with his ancestors, which means that the other party is also an old monster who has lived for an unknown number of years. "I don't know the predecessor's surname," Xiao Yan asked respectfully. Hearing Xiao Yan's question, the man chuckled and then turned around slowly. This person is about 40 years old, seemingly just an ordinary middle-aged person, wearing simple linen clothes with a smile on his face. This ordinary appearance is quite different from what Xiao Yan imagined in his heart. But he has not yet recovered from this gap. The next sentence of the middle-aged man is even more stunned. "I am Xun'er's father." Xiao Yan was silent. He remembered that Xun'er had mentioned that her father was the head of the ancient clan, an extremely noble existence in the world. Now, the giant of the Douchi continent appeared in front of him in an extremely ordinary appearance. Seeing Xiao Yan's stunned appearance, the middle-aged man asked with a smile, "Are you very surprised?" "Hee, my name is Guyuan. We met the year you were born, but you didn't know my identity." Xiao Yan was shocked, and he didn't expect to meet the head of the ancient clan when he was born. Xiao Yan hesitated for a moment and asked respectfully, "I don't know what the head of the ancient clan is waiting for the younger generation here?" Guyuan said, "It's naturally because of you and Xun'er." Xiao Yan asked, "Does the head of the ancient clan also not want me to be with Xun'er?" Guyuan smiled and said, "As long as Xun'er is willing, I, as a father, will not force it. Her current divine bloodline is even I have no right to command her. As for you, although there is still a gap with the top of the young generation of the ancient clan, it is also considered to be qualified." Hearing this, Xiao Yan was stunned, and then a touch of joy appeared in his eyes. "Thank you, the head of the ancient clan." Guyuan said lightly, "Don't be happy too early, although I don't stop you. Some elders and predecessors of the ancient clan still have some concerns. Xun'er has the divine bloodline that the ancient clan has not met in 1,000 years, and they naturally don't want to see this bloodline affected by external factors. Therefore, the obstacles you will face will not be easy. Apart from the identity of the head of the clan, I am also Xun'er's father. I will support what she likes. I have no dissatisfaction with you. Although your bloodline is abandoned, with your own efforts, your achievements are not inferior to those who have bloodlines, which is admirable. But if I had known today, I would not have sent Xun'er to the Xiao family. I thought I could get some benefits, but I didn't expect to lose my daughter instead, and this deal is a big loss." For this kind of talk, Xiao Yan could only smile awkwardly and didn't dare to say more. Guyuan said, "I won't interfere with your affairs, but I need you to promise me a few things." Xiao Yan asked, "What is it?" "I just hope that before Xun'er becomes a Dou Sheng, you can keep her virginity," Guyuan said after hesitating for a moment. Xiao Yan's face changed slightly when he heard the words, and he didn't expect that the request made by Guyuan was actually this kind of requirement. Does he look like an impatient person? "Hee, young people are inevitably impulsive, and you don't get along often," Guyuan said at the end and couldn't help coughing, and then continued, "The key is that Xun'er's bloodline is not stable yet, and you are not a person of the ancient clan. If you act rashly, it will damage her bloodline. If something really happens, The elders of the clan will definitely take action, and you should understand the consequences. Hearing this, Xiao Yan nodded with a wry smile. This is just a reminder. My main purpose for coming here is the Tuasha Ancient Emperor Jade on you, Guyuan said slowly, staring at Xiao Yan. Hearing the words, Tuasha Ancient Emperor Jade, Xiao Yan's face couldn't help but change slightly. He was very clear that this ancient jade is a treasure for the Xiao family, and the purpose of the Soul Hall's kidnapping of his father is also for this mysterious ancient jade. However, there are very few people who know that the ancient jade is in his hands. Tuasha Ancient Emperor is the last Dou Emperor of the Dou Qi continent. Since then, no one has been able to reach the legendary Dou Emperor realm. Guyuan continued regardless of Xiao Yan's expression. It is said that when the Tuasha Ancient Emperor fell, he left a Dou Emperor relic, which contains the secret of breaking through to Dou Emperor. In order to find this relic that has not been discovered so far, the ancient 8 clans and the superpowers of the Central Plains have launched a big war. But in the end, they only got the key to the relic, which is the Tuasha Ancient Emperor Jade in your hand. This ancient jade was originally divided into 3 pieces, but after a series of fierce battles, it was divided into 8 pieces, just falling into the hands of the ancient 8 clans at that time. The one in your hand is one of them. Xiao Yan nodded silently, and he knew a little about these things. The reason why the Soul Hall captured your father should be for the Tuasha Ancient Emperor Jade of the Xiao family. Mentioning the Soul Hall, Guyuan's eyebrows frowned slightly and continued. The Soul Clan has always been the most mysterious clan among the ancient 8 clans. The Ancient Clan and the Xiao Clan have joined hands to fight against the Soul Clan. Although both sides suffered losses, they did not cause too much damage. Later, Xiao Xian became the head of the Xiao Clan, and there was originally an opportunity to severely damage the Soul Clan, but he was eventually surrounded and killed by many strong people in the preemptive strike of the Soul Clan, which led to the decline of the Xiao Clan. After losing the support of the Xiao Clan, the Ancient Clan could not declare war on the Soul Clan alone. So this stalemate has continued until now. However, judging from the actions of the Soul Clan in recent years, they seem to be ready to make a move again. If the Soul Clan gets all the Ancient Emperor Jade, their strength will be greatly improved, enough to break the existing balance. Guyuan looked at Xiao Yan solemnly and said, "You should now understand the importance of the Tuasha Ancient Emperor Jade, right?" Xiao Yan asked, "What does the head of the Ancient Clan mean?" Guyuan looked at Xiao Yan, shook his head helplessly after a while and said, "According to the old guys in the clan, they hope you will hand over the ancient jade in your hand to the Ancient Clan for safekeeping. But I guess you may not be too willing to hand it over." Xiao Yan nodded and said, "There is still a soul mark left by my father on the ancient jade, and I need to use it to confirm his life and death, so the ancient jade must be kept by me." "I'm sorry, the head of the Ancient Clan." Guyuan seemed to have expected this answer, and then waved his hand and said, "This suggestion was not originally put forward by me. Forget it. The heavenly tomb is about to open, and we will discuss the matter of the ancient jade after you come out." Xiao Yan nodded gently. Suddenly, a burst of wind came from the foot of the mountain, and Xun'er was seen flying rapidly. It is indeed a girl who is not easy to keep. Looking at her anxious appearance, she must be worried about what I have done to you, Guyuan said helplessly with a smile, and said to Xiao Yan, "Today's talk is over. Remember to keep your promise and not to cross the line, and be sure to keep the ancient jade properly." With the last word of Guyuan falling, his figure also gradually dissipated in this world. Xun'er asked, "Brother Xiao Yan, are you okay? Who was that just now?" Xiao Yan smiled at her and replied, "That was your father, the head of the Ancient Clan, Guyuan." Xun'er frowned slightly, and there was a hint of displeasure in her tone. "I didn't expect that even her father couldn't help but show up." Xiao Yan said, "Actually, the head of the Ancient Clan did not stop us. He just discussed some matters about the Xiao Clan with me." "Really didn't mention the matter between us?" Xun'er was slightly surprised. Xiao Yan touched his nose, suddenly leaned close to Xun'er's ear, and whispered a few words. When she heard what he said, Xun'er's cheeks immediately flushed. "Let's go back first. Brother Xiao Yan, you have already got the place in the heavenly tomb, and now you just need to wait for 2 days to enter." Xun'er gently pulled Xiao Yan's hand and said with a smile. Xiao Yan said, "Thank you, Xun'er." 2 days passed quickly, and when the dawn of the third day sprinkled from the sky, a strange atmosphere began to fill the entire mountain range. Xun'er said to Xiao Yan beside her with a smile, "Today is the day when the heavenly tomb is opened." Then Xun'er waved her hand gently, and a white unicorn galloped out of the forest, carrying Xiao Yan and his group towards the east of the mountain range. The place where the heavenly tomb is opened is located deep in the ancient sacred mountain range, which is the forbidden land of the ancient clan, usually not allowing outsiders to enter, and only open to the outside world when the heavenly tomb is opened. On the back of the unicorn, Xun'er explained to Xiao Yan, "The inside of the heavenly tomb is also full of dangers, and countless ancient strong people are buried here. Although their souls have dissipated, thanks to the strange power of the heavenly tomb, their energy when they were alive has turned into their former appearance. These energy bodies have strong offensive power and master the Dou skills of their lifetime, which is quite troublesome." Talking about the heavenly tomb, Xun'er's face was solemn. "So if you encounter two powerful energy bodies, it is best to avoid their edge. It is said that some of the strong people who were very strong before their death, their energy bodies even have a certain wisdom. Creatures transformed from the dead?" Xiao Yan pondered. The heavenly tomb is divided into 3 levels. The energy bodies on the first level are mostly below 3-star Dou Sheng, wandering unconsciously and relatively easy to deal with. The second level is from 3-star to 8-star Dou Sheng. As for the third level, it is the real peak of Dou Sheng, and there are even super strong people who have reached the level of Dou Sheng. "Unless you are well prepared," Xun'er said slowly. "Is my ancestor Xiao Xian's tomb in the third level?" Xiao Yan asked. Xun'er replied, "It is said to be located in the deepest part of the third level." "It's so troublesome." Xiao Yan frowned slightly, thinking that no matter how difficult it is, he must try. "There will always be a way. Let's make a plan after entering the heavenly tomb." This thought flashed in Xiao Yan's heart, and he felt much more at ease. After about 10 minutes of flying, the unicorn finally stopped in a group of steep mountains. Xun'er continued, "The heavenly tomb is indeed a formidable place. However, we must venture in to uncover the secrets within." As the third day dawned, a unique aura began to permeate the entire mountain range. Xun'er, with a smile to Xiao Yan by her side, said, "Today marks the opening of the heavenly tomb." With a gentle wave of her hand, a snow-white unicorn galloped out from the forest, carrying Xiao Yan and the others as they sped towards the eastern part of the mountain range. The entrance to the heavenly tomb was nestled deep within the ancient sacred mountains, a forbidden land to outsiders, only accessible during the opening of the tomb. Atop the unicorn, Xun'er explained to Xiao Yan, "The interior of the heavenly tomb is fraught with peril. Countless ancient warriors rest here. Though their souls have vanished, their energies, empowered by the tomb's strange forces, have taken on forms they held in life. These energy beings possess formidable combat abilities and wield the Dou skills from their past, making them quite challenging adversaries." Speaking of the heavenly tomb, Xun'er's expression turned grave. "So, if we encounter energy beings that are overwhelmingly powerful, it's best to avoid direct confrontation. It's said that some of the mightiest warriors in life have energy beings that possess a degree of intelligence. Beings transformed from the deceased," Xiao Yan mused. "The heavenly tomb is divided into 3 levels," Xun'er continued. "The energy beings on the first level are mostly below the rank of 3-star Dou Sheng, wandering without consciousness and relatively easy to deal with. The second level is inhabited by energy beings ranging from 3-star to 8-star Dou Sheng. As for the third level, it's home to the pinnacle of Dou Sheng power and even super strong beings that have reached the Dou Sheng level. One must be well prepared to face such entities." Xun'er spoke slowly and deliberately. "Is the tomb of my ancestor, Xiao Xian, located on the third level?" Xiao Yan inquired. Xun'er replied, "It is said to be situated in the deepest part of the third level." "It's quite a challenge," Xiao Yan frowned slightly, thinking no matter how difficult it was, he had to give it a try. "There's always a way. We'll figure it out once we're inside the heavenly tomb." This thought brought some peace to Xiao Yan's mind. After approximately 10 minutes of flight, the unicorn finally came to a halt amidst a treacherous range of peaks.